This meme of the day is brought to you by...
Do you know the difference between you and I? Power!
Well, I think the difference is... Bamfa!
What the fuck?
By AG Nonsuch. I am really sorry if I got your name wrong, madam. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the latest episode of Lads Discuss Death Battle. Joining me is Broly Mate.
Mate. Your only mate.
I'm just going to put some harmonica James Bond music. You know, for copyright reasons.
Yeah.
And also, given our wages, I don't think we could even afford the copyright for that.
Oh, hell no.
And joined with me as
Wait,
well.
wages?
You know, our real life jobs.
Ah.
And joined with us as well is Shawnee.
It's 5 1 minutes. Alright! Oh, we're recording. Shit.
See, I told you his would be better.
It is currently 7 o'clock in the morning for the American.
Yeah, we decided to record this one a little bit earlier, people. Due to the fact I'm going to be busy next week, so I wouldn't even be able to record for Tuesday, so oof.
And I'm going to the cinema later to see Dragon Ball Super Superhero.
And I am not, because I've seen the trailers there, I've seen some footage, I do not like it.
I work night shifts, but my girlfriend Paige made me stuff before she left for work.
Oh, so sweet. Speaking of sweet, though, Death Battle is coming back. We've gotten the reveal of the episode that we knew was coming out, because that was revealed at RTX. We did good keeping that a secret.
I was there.
Yeah, and for people wondering why we didn't say anything, we wanted to wait till the public knew what it was.
To be fair, though, I think the public knew it was. The amount of tweets I saw talking about it was... You know, it was...
So there's a funny story I'm going to bring up about that once we introduce what the episode actually is.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to this later, but people leaking stuff kind of ruins things.
This wasn't really leaked. I mean, if this is shown at a public place, of course it's going to get shown.
Well,
Okay, you know what? I'll cut that some slack.
You know, if this was something like behind the scenes with, like, the workers, then there's a problem there.
Oh, yeah.
But also, we got 3 teased characters, and let's just say these 2 are kind of on one of them, and I'm excited for 2.
Hey, at least it's not like what we got last time, which was 6, which I know was a big gripe of a lot of people. So
Yeah, because we knew every episode, apart from, well, Goku Black vs. Reverse Flash and Saitama v Popeye.
Yeah, I don't know. I never have an issue if they reveal like one of the, you know, like one of the opponents.
6 out of 8 is a problem.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
But they only teased like 3, so
maybe
It works.
maybe I'm just hard to disappoint, or I just don't have the time or patience to get annoyed about that type of stuff.
Enough chitter chatter. Let's get into the action.
Oh yes, let's stop chitter chattering. Now let's start some chitter chattering. So, the episode that was revealed at RTX was Batman vs. Moon Knight. Nah, just kidding.
Hooray!
Nah.
I would have been so angry if that's what it was.
You think
Well-
we would have gotten a live Y reaction sound clip from you from RTX?
Right, and so no, it's not that. It's John Wick versus James Bond. Ow!
Bill, are you okay?
Yeah, do you remember that thing that that got knocked over in the last recording? It just fell on my foot.
Oh, God.
Why do I have you in my room?
John Wick shot that and tried to kill you.
Why do I have this in my room? It just tries to kill me.
You know, I missed that because I was doing the James Bond thing from that Joey did in Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged.
Rest in peace, my toe.
So, while Bill fixes his toe, mate, this was revealed at RTX.
No, do you know what? Before we actually realize, I actually recently dropped my Xbox Series X on my foot, and now it's landed, and now I've had something else crushed the exact same foot.
Jesus Christ!
Really?
Everything in this room hates me.
Just your foot, apparently.
Which foot? The left one or the right one?
The right one.
Oh god, now you got 2 left feet and you can't dance.
No, you know what? He'll just do like Stewie in that one Family Guy skit. He'll just do a thing of my left foot.
1 second.
Alright, and once Sean's back, we'll get to the episode. And I've got to turn on my fan because it is hot in my room.
That was my alarm clock.
Oh.
I forgot it. It's a Yakuza music.
Of course you did. Anyway, so we've got James Bond versus John Wick. So we should probably address some things from the community. This wasn't a highly requested James Bond fight.
I heard Jason Bourne requested a bunch.
Yeah, Jason Bourne.
This one was not requested for John either.
No, he was requested to fight either Agent 47, some other anime hitman character. I'll probably put it on screen.
And Max Payne, apparently.
Max Payne as well. And I'm not sure if this was a popular one, or maybe it was just my Google search. I saw Ezio Auditore a lot, which...
Why?
Yeah.
No one knows who they want Ezio to fight. I've heard him requested against the spy from TF2 before as well.
Yeah, I was always more into Ezio versus Agent 47, because at the time those games were coming out, well, at least for Hitman Blood Money Absolution, it was like a rivalry between them and their fans. But, no, it's, okay, but here's the thing that should be addressed as well. Death Battle have usually done something like this. They've, you know, sometimes they're just not interested in the requested matchups. I know that could be annoying for a lot of people. We had Cora versus Storm, Shovel Knight versus Scrooge McDuck, Yoda versus King Mickey. I don't think that was highly requested. That was kind of a curveball.
That was.
It was?
Yeah, I heard it was requested back in the day.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Carnage versus Lucy. You know, that was a pretty cool episode.
Yeah, sometimes we'll just get an episode because it's one that the crew want to do.
Yeah, but to be fair though, those curveball episodes, 99% of the time, they tend to be really good. Like, so...
Yeah.
And honestly, that's what I'm expecting. Sure, I would have preferred John Wick to fight anyone else, same with James Bond, but I have faith that they can do us justice. But one thing I was a bit surprised by, when they teased this, I really thought this was going to be live action. But sadly not.
I don't believe they said like what it was gonna be.
Well, they did confirm it recently on like their server and everything.
Yeah, so
Like, I think it was also in the Fireside chat they even mentioned it.
yeah,
That wanted me to bring me to this point. There's been somebody that was saying when this got announced, he's known for like talking about Death Battle spoilers. He said that they confirmed that it was a sprite fight at RTX.
mate, you were at
I was
RTX.
there, I can confirm that's bollocks.
Okay, then, yeah,
And-
I was going to say, I rely on mate's judgment
Right.
there, since he was there.
And then, from what was said in the Fireside chat, they said this is going to be by the Blender team.
Okay, and well, we've gotten essentially a lot of mixed messages, but if they did go 3D though, there's a lot of models they can take from. Hopefully not the N64 James Bond. Can you imagine that?
Jesus.
N64 James Bond versus Fortnite John Wick.
I thought they would go Payday 2 John Wick.
Wait, he was in that?
Yes, I'll be getting more into that later because
Is that canon?
spoilers, the
Or-
crossover with John Wick is canon.
Really? Okay, so
I'll bring it up later.
Payday exists in... Wait, does that also mean Left 4 Dead exists in the John Wick universe? Because that's also part of Payday. Are
Like I said, I'll bring it up later.
John Wick 4 Dead.
Honestly, I just killed everything with a pencil.
Oh, that would be absolutely amazing. Instead of the tank theme, Lewis is like, is that a tank? No, worse. Just John Wick charging at you with a pencil. So, I guess we should talk about our history of these characters. Well, mostly me and Sean, because let's be real, I don't think your animate's cultured enough for James Bond.
I have none.
Yeah.
Yay!
Okay, mate,
You get a cookie!
You get a cookie for being an uncultured person.
Yeah, I'm British and I've not watched an entire James Bond movie.
Oh.
I think the closest maybe we'll get to knowing like stuff about James Bond is probably the old epic rap battle they did of him.
No, not even that.
I guarantee you, if James Bond did a crossover with Ruby, he would watch that.
Oh yeah, probably.
So unless it has Ruby in it, he's not interested. Justice League, not interested. Justice League X Ruby, hell yeah.
The name's Rose, Ruby Rose.
Dude, you know if Ruby Rose met James Bond, she would absolutely, like, imitate that.
I know, that's why I said it was Ruby.
Remember the whole, like, do I get to go undercover thing?
Alright, but anyway.
But it's something she would do.
Alright, so, okay, I guess if we're going to talk about this, how is the thumbnail looking? Is it James Bond versus John Wick, or is it John Wick versus James... Okay. So...
Bond versus Wick.
Alright then, the Bond versus the Wick. Alright, so... Now, even though I'm going to be, defending not John Wick, James Bond, I should be clear. I've only seen 5 of his movies. So, I've seen You Only Live Twice, Diamonds Are Forever, and all the, what's the name of that actor? Who was the recent James Bond? I always forget his name. Is it Daniel Craig? Oh, let me just quickly Google that. Yeah, Daniel Craig, that's the recent one. So, okay, I guess I've seen more than 5. Yeah, I've seen all of his films, and... Now, I'm not entirely familiar with the James Bond lore, but maybe you guys will know this. Is James Bond just a title passed down to different agents? Or is this literally the same guy?
I think it is meant to be the same person.
He's been doing this since 1962. Here I thought Master Chief has been fighting for a long time.
Yeah. The only other thing I know about like James Bond films is that some of them haven't aged well.
Oh, yes. Let's just say You Only Live Twice has some questionable moments. It was the 60s. Things were different. Men were douchebags back then.
Oh, yeah. In fact, a lot of them still are.
No, not a lot of them. Come on, don't be stereotyping. Alright, so, James Bond. Who is this man and legend? He goes by 007. He's pretty much the go-to when it comes to international terrorism. You know that whole joke about, he's a very James Bond-like villain? Yeah, James Bond's known to fight some of the most over-the-top evil geniuses or dictators or just crazy spies in all the land.
Guys in a rotating chair, stroking a cat.
Yeah,
I've been
being like, so, Mr. Bond, we meet at last.
Yeah, or
I've been
why didn't we have a Skype?
Oh shit! I'm turning the wrong. I'm turning too much. Give me a second. I'll come back around.
Okay, well, if it was hard for any of you to hear those quotes, yes, any sort of quote you've heard in spy movies and stuff like that, I guarantee you 90% of those things came from the James Bond franchises. In fact, one thing I learned when I was looking into James Bond, his first ever film wasn't even referencing him. In fact, I was a bit surprised when I was Googling this. I was like, how many movies has he had? The first movie is just called Dr. No. And it's just 007 driving a car in the desert. It's just like, people saw that and thought that would be a good movie. I mean, I'm sure I haven't seen the movie myself, but I don't know. When you look at all the other titles and their covers, I'll put them on screen. Yeah, a lot of these scream action and adventure, whereas the first film just looks like James Bond just got lost and he's like, where the fuck am I? But James Bond's a character which, let's be real here, aside Star Wars, is one of the biggest movie franchises out there, and despite that his final film, quote unquote, came out, they're gonna continue the James Bond franchise, whether it be a new character or somehow he comes back. Because let's be real here, James Bond makes a lot of money.
Yeah, and it's also just like a super like influential franchise. Like, take all those like parody agents like Austin Powers, Johnny English. Like,
yes, another Johnny English
wouldn't have
fan.
happened if not for James Bond.
Oh man, now I really want to see Johnny English. That would have been so cool.
Dude, let's just do Austin Powers versus Johnny English.
Yes! Oh my god, Death Battle. If you're watching this podcast, and I know you do, you said so on Twitter, or, you know, you said you watch some podcasts, do that episode, alright?
It's like a begging for episodes. What's that doing?
that would be better than Omni-Man versus Homelander and Saitama versus Popeye. For the comedy's sake, anyway.
Oh, yeah.
But to say James Bond's been through hell, yeah, like, he is one of those characters which, to sum it up, he's the most luckiest man alive. You thought Nathan Drake was really lucky? No, this guy just is always in either the wrong place at the right time, because sometimes things will just conveniently go his way. Like, he's literally on a table, about to be laser beamed from the groin to the head, which, ouch, that villain's a dick.
Yeah. You had some balls to make that one.
I like to go balls deep in my jokes.
That one's testing my patience.
You're stirring up the conversation the wrong way.
I was about to make a testes joke, but you already made it. Alright, moving on though. So, yeah, and he just managed to get out of that through just reflecting the laser, which conveniently also took out the things that were holding him in place, which, realistically, that wouldn't work. Just saying. Like, there are many... When you watch James Bond, I know it's meant to be realistic, but you have to suspend your sense of belief in a lot of situations. Like, there's one point, he's on a train, he gets shot in his ribs, falls off the train down, like, I don't even know how many floors off a bridge, hits shallow water, a few scenes later he's fine, just having a drink. Like, there's a bit of bullshit in a lot of James Bond's survivability.
Hey, Death, here's you in these movies.
It's like Death is just there waiting by a bush, like, oh, it's gonna be today, it's gonna be today. Alright, he's gonna get shot, he's gonna fall into shallow water. There's no way I'm not taking his corpse home. The moment it happens, oh, come on! What has he been waiting like? Actually, I won't say anything about the Daniel Craig movies. Everyone should give them a watch. They're really good films. Right then, so what does exactly? Do you know what? We'll save. I guess we should at least say what James Bond has in his arsenal. There's dubious amount of gadgets. He has like his watch that can fire a laser beam, which isn't like Buzz Lightyear where it can just vaporize people. It's more so to unlock safe doors and everything like that. But I'll be honest here, I'm surprised he's never used it to like blind someone. He has.
Yeah, I mean, if it's like to cut through metal and stuff, I'm pretty sure that would cut through a person like a knife through hot butter.
Yeah, like when a villain's holding on to him, and he still has his watch. I'm like, just zap him in the eye and just let him fall. Again, suspend your sense of disbelief.
I mean, you could probably do more than that. You could probably slice a skull open.
Probably, yeah. He has various pistol and handguns. I didn't get the name of it when I was researching it, but until the Daniel Craig movies, he has kept the same gun, which has a silencer on it. I think it's meant to be like a 9mm, which isn't that much of an impressive handgun. It's pretty much your standard handgun that you could get in a store.
Don't forget his golden gun from GoldenEye.
Yeah, I don't think he has that gun anymore.
No, but he's gonna have it in the death battle.
Probably, but it's just a fancy gun, really. It's not like, it doesn't... It's just, and as well in the game, it's just a one-hit gun, but I don't think they're going to put game logic into it. Because by that logic, all he needs to do is just graze John Wick's cheek, and he's like, ugh, I am mortally wounded. Black.
I'm totally dead.
Also, this is something I didn't know he had. Maybe this was in one of the films I haven't watched. Like I said, I've only seen a few. He has a cigarette that is a mini gun, not like a mini, like a Gatling gun, as in like a tiny gun, but it's also a rocket launcher.
Like concealable firearms.
Yeah, but
Wait, what?
A cigarette. It's like, okay. First of all, the first thing I thought about when he fired the rocket was tank missile.
Of course.
But again, suspend your disbelief. Like, now I'm not sure if this is part of his arsenal, but I have always seen this referenced. There's like this bull cap that he could just throw in. It's like a blade that can decapitate like statues. I'm not sure I'm going to count that to his arsenal though, but I think he has used it before, and I think he did defeat a villain to get it.
A bottle cap.
No, a bull cap, like a hat.
Oh, a ball cap. Oh.
Can you imagine a bottle cap? Oh, is that for popping the head off a bottle? No, it's for popping off your head.
Bitch.
But yeah, so he has various of machine guns, sniper rifles, and you know how I said it's said in the lore that he has never missed a shot of his gun, which I'm not sure that's entirely true. 'Cause I'm probably remembering it wrong. So it's been a while since I've watched a lot of the older films. There has been a time he's tried to shoot at a villain and the shot has missed or just grazed him. Like, I don't think he's Hawkeye, but if we were to take in the word of the lore in James Bond, yeah, he has unmatched accuracy and one of the deadliest marksmen in his agency, and even against other agents that have been trained in a similar style as him, he's bested them. I know I'm just going over his arsenal and story. I haven't watched all his movies, people. I'm just going by the Daniel Craig movies and, of course, the 2 other older films that I've watched. But
I mean, you might as well, because like Bond's been around for years.
yeah,
Well, let's not drag this out because I'm on a bit of a time limit.
Yeah, so people, I'm willing to accept that I have definitely missed a lot of his arsenal, but I at least wanted to get his most noteworthy ones, like his small gadgets, the cigarette thing. I should mention his briefcase, which comes with throwing knives, a sniper rifle, and tear gas to knock out anyone that tries to get into it. That,
And you thought Batman was armed to the teeth.
But yeah, that's all I've got to say about James Bond. He's stocked up. He is stocked up. But speaking of stocking up, let's talk about probably the most memed movie assassin in history, John Wick.
Well,
Go for it,
he's
Sean.
not technically a movie character.
Go on.
Apparently he may have been an original comic book character as well.
Oh.
I'm always confused in like when they were around, but John Wick has comics and graphic novels now, which is dope, but he's only been around since 2014.
Okay, yeah, he hasn't had like a big movie career like Mr. Bond.
Well, to be fair, when you get played by one actor consistently for nearly a decade, hard to deny Keanu Reeves is a really good John Wick.
Oh yeah, I think this and The Matrix have really like put him on like high tier of actors.
Whoa.
All right.
Do you know? I always forget he was in Bill and Ted as well.
He was also in Cyberpunk.
Oh yeah, that's true. That game I refuse to keep playing.
Also, there was a Q&A video he did surrounded by a bunch of puppies, and it was adorable.
Oh, I love that video. It's so cute.
I'll also go watch it.
Although, speaking of dogs, John Wick has the most justifiable reason to want to kill bad guys in any movie history. Like,
yeah, one day John Wick was a former criminal with ties to the Russian mafia, and he was like, "Okay, I don't want to do this anymore." And they're like, "Okay, fine, whatever." And then one day, the son of a former employer of his broke into his house, killed his dog, and stole his car. And that's when John started to set up for revenge.
yeah, like, listen, the movie villains can, if they kill someone or smash up a car or anything like that, they can go for a redemption arc. If anyone in any fictional story kills a dog, irredeemable, kill that fucker.
John Wick sharing the Lucy complex.
Yeah. And one thing I've always loved about the John Wick movies that, in a way, they kind of do a reversal where John Wick's not really a good guy. In fact, the villains fear him.
Well, that's because he's a deadly hitman.
Yeah, but one of my favourite scenes is when they take his car to this guy in the garage, and he's just like, "Where'd you get that car?" Like, he recognised it.
Don't worry about it.
He had to. And what's funny, when he struck that same guy that killed the dog, his father's going like, "Oi, why'd you strike my son?" Because he broke into John Wick's house and killed his dog. And he just goes, "Oh." Like, he knew immediately, like, "Nah, my son fucked up." That's kind of something that's going to be interesting, because when you look at James Bond's villains, they don't fear James Bond. They just find him annoying. But John Wick's different. He's one of the few protagonists that can terrify the villains.
Well, one of the things that makes John Wick so deadly is not just his arsenal, but it's his ability to improvise on the fly.
Yeah.
For example, one of the most notable kill scenes is the pencil kill.
Yes. Oh my god, I was really excited to see when he actually used that in the second film.
He killed 3 people with a pencil.
A fucking pencil!
Putting Joker to shame.
Heck, if that's not impressive enough, one time his hands were tied in a belt and he still was able to disarm a bunch of superior trained fighters. Thanks to his mystical martial arts called Gun Fu. No, really, it's called Gun Fu.
Yeah, that's only part of the John Wick lore, isn't it? That's not actually a method, is it?
Well, it's based off real life U.S. Marine disarming CQC.
That sounds like the martial art that I talked about with Leon.
Yeah, because John Wick was a former Marine, so that is like something they typically do. I only noticed because of Deadliest Warrior, oddly enough. Which is why I'm glad I got a character who actually uses guns, because, oh boy, does John Wick have a good supply.
Yeah, like, he pretty much any gun you can think of, he's probably wielded it once or twice, or he even has, like, doesn't he, in his house, you know, before it got blown up, he had, like, a mass supply of guns.
Ah yes, we are talking several Glock pistols, revolvers, a super shotgun, because America is complicated when it comes to naming, explosives, knives, a variety of vehicles, a bulletproof suit, but the deadliest weapon in his arsenal, the DTA Stealth Recon Sniper Rifle.
Is that actually a real sniper rifle? It sounds familiar.
I believe it is. I mean, worst case, it's going to be based off of the highest caliber that I can think of for sniper rifles.
I never knew you knew your guns so well.
You can thank Deadliest Warrior and Fallout, because Fallout has ammo types. So
I don't think we should call you the boomstick of the Lads Discuss Death Battle.
So I don't know the exact caliber of this, but one of the highest calibers I know for most sniper rifles is 50 caliber, which makes it very deadly.
Yeah, isn't 50 caliber enough to blow a car to pieces?
Oh yeah.
Oof. And he's just wielding that?
Hey, when you're as proficient with guns as John, who cares about the recoil and punishment you face?
I suppose that's true. Like, I was going to say, like, that's going to hurt his shoulder.
And like I said, John knows Gun Fu, which can help him disarm folks easier, as well as his ability to improvise with anything from pencils to belts to even being handcuffed. He can still fight.
And books.
Yes, books.
I can't remember if it was the second one or third one, but wasn't he like on the run and the Mafia gave him like 30 seconds to prepare, but one guy couldn't wait and he tried to kill him and then he just beat him with a book?
Yeah.
I don't know why, I'm picturing, do you remember that old commercial that used to go on YouTube where it's like, here in my garage with my Lamborghini, but do you not have more than my Lamborghini? Knowledge. And it just shows his books.
Oh god, not that guy.
I'm just picturing like, John Wick's like, do you know what I love about assassination? Knowledge! And just smashes his head in.
Again, it's not to brag.
But it's to show how good knowledge is.
Oh,
While walking around a house that isn't mine.
Wait, really? Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm just...
Yeah, no, that house is not his.
Wow. Do you know what's
Like, it's a centre that groups can rent out.
Ah, okay then. Do you know what? One thing I've always liked to think about when it came to John Wick was that when all the people he kills so many people in one night. Like, the line to heaven must be so long. Like, the guy that gets probably like, let me guess, John Wick. Okay, next 30 people.
If you were killed by John Wick, please step to the left. If you died while of old age, step to the right. And if you're just here because you don't know where you're supposed to go, stay right in front of me so I can deal with you all, you jerks.
Yeah, Yeah, like John Wick's got a like compared to James Bond, like if you were to count just one or even just the Daniel Craig movies, John Wick's got himself a fucking kill count.
John has had, I kid you not, 4 movies done, 1 in post-production, and 1 that's still in development.
Oh wow, so we're getting 5 movies of this guy.
6.
6? Oh, okay. I thought
There's a movie called Ballerina coming out with John Wick.
it's that French cartoon movie Leap, but it's just with John Wick in it. You guys know which one I'm talking about?
Vaguely.
Okay, well, we won't go into detail about that, I just thought I'd reference that terrible film.
And John Wick even crossed over with 2 noteworthy things, that being video games and a TV show. The TV show is still to be announced, which is The Continental.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And besides having his own video games, John Wick got so popular back when he came out, Payday 2 did a crossover,
Nice.
which is apparently canon.
Yeah, when you rob banks in those games, the stupid amount of people they can send your way, where it almost feels like they're sending like Spartans from Halo after you if you don't get away quick enough. Seriously,
Yeah.
Payday gets super hard.
Oh yeah. And there's definitely one feat I will bring up briefly, because technically, since it is canon, it works. In Payday 2, one of the enemies can actually wield a minigun. And guess what? John can avoid that.
Wait, he's dodged minigun fire? Wow.
If you want to count the Payday 2 stuff, yes.
Okay. I feel like at some point we should talk about crossovers being used for like verse debates. That could be an interesting topic.
I think the main thing with that is if the John Wick owners are like, yes, this is yes, we can confirm this is canon in that universe, then it makes sense.
Okay.
Which again, it's debatable if they'll use that, but John Wick's also got his other 2 video games, that being John Wick Chronicles back in 2017 and John Wick Hex back in 2019.
I might look up these games. They seem interesting.
Or if you prefer reading, you can get his comic book or graphic novel.
Well, I'll definitely be more interested in that. Someone here, not so much.
But yeah, John Wick's been an interesting character since he came out, and I definitely understand why people like him. The movies are fun. I never heard people complain about any of the movies.
No, the films aren't anything like spectacular. They're just fun action movies. And I think a majority of the cast know this because they're not half-assed in their acting, but they're just trying to have fun with the film.
Right.
Which, again, if the actors are having fun with the film, then most of the time the viewers will too.
Also, I feel like John Wick kind of got hit by the death battle curse because they announced John Wick 5 after he was announced for his episode.
The curse continues. The only thing I can really say that's a durability feat was that after being shot at the end of the 3rd film, he survived falling like a 3-story high building?
He actually survived a grenade launcher explosion, which destroyed his own fucking house.
Yeah, that's not a grenade launcher, that is something else. It's like the mini nuke from Fallout.
Yeah, it's when he got shot off the Continental's building by Winston.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the 4th one, because, those fuckers are gonna die. But
I think Mate is getting his timer ready for the lad's tradition, 60 seconds.
Well, technically it's Death Battle Cast tradition that we've just ripped off, but...
to be clear, this was Mate's idea. So he's ripping them off. We're just victims. Wait, maybe not victims, we're...
Guinea pigs.
Yeah, we're guinea pigs. I was going to say unvolunteering volunteers, but yeah, we'll go with guinea pigs.
Same thing.
Alright then, so I guess I'll start, because I actually wrote down my one. And
Bill's actually prepared.
I was actually practicing in front of a mirror all night last night and making sure I didn't write too much or too little.
Jesus.
Hey, listen. He got called out before by some of our comments for his 60 seconds.
Wait, what?
Let them have it. No, because, like, remember I told you about this when we first started doing it? Yang was like, God, you guys suck.
Oh, right, okay then. Yeah, right. It's because when we first did this, mate put me in an awkward spot where, 1, I had to defend a character I didn't like. 2, I couldn't make an argument for them. This was on the spot.
Hang on.
Technical difficulties. The stream. Wait, we're not live. Fuck.
I'm just going to add that in just for the sake of it.
Okay, I'm back.
Hello, back.
I
I'm
was gonna
Bill.
say, make that the technical difficulty sound would make.
Alright then, so I'll represent Mr. Bond. And then, what kind of feature does John Wick have?
I don't know.
He just adds random soundtracks, to be honest, so.
I was more so focusing on what he can do bad in the soundtrack.
You have while I'm doing my 60 seconds, you listen to his soundtracks just so when you say John Wick, you can do like some terrible interpretation of his theme.
Oh, God.
Right then, mate.
If you want me to make them deaf, then sure.
Well, don't scream
Alright.
it, just do what I did.
Well, are you ready?
I am ready. Ow! Just cracked my knuckles. I
Okay.
shouldn't have done that.
God damn it.
Hey, at least I didn't drop
And
anything.
go.
So, Mr. Sean, I expect John Wick to die in this fight. Let's go over Bond's basic training. Ex-Navy veteran, which are trained in various styles of hand-to-hand combat and weaponry. Has access to a large majority of weaponry from sidearms, assault rifles, even sniper rifles. Now let's ditch his guns for a second and look at his gadgets. Tear gas, throwing knives, cigarette gun. Oh, as well as a cigarette gun, he has a mini cigarette launcher. Yeah, cigarette launchers that can blow holes in walls and of course turn human to paste. A watch that can fire a small laser and is skilled in sword combat. He's bested assassins, trained mercenaries and various agents of his same skill set. Has survived falling from great heights with minor injuries and even survived being shot off a train. Has unmatched accuracy and has even quick drawn his gun and fired it upon mercs that were already aiming their weapons right at him. John Wick may be a skilled assassin, but against Mr. Bond, that's just a Dr. No. Yeah, you can end the timer.
Funny enough, you still had 7 seconds left.
You know
Very
what?
impressive, Agent 47 Bill. Very impressive.
Agent 47 Bill. You could have called me 00 Bill. Because believe it or not, in work, I nearly had 00 as my login. But they thought...
No, you know what's...
Oh.
You know what else is funny? I knew someone... I used to work with somebody who had the last name Bond.
Nice. Did you bond
Yeah,
with them?
and she was telling me that when her mother was expecting her, her grandmother was trying to urge her, if she was born a boy, name him James.
Alright, well...
I mean, if your last name is Bond,
you know, as much as that would be
like,
funny...
the opportunity is there.
I know that would be a funny story to talk about, but since we are on a time limit, we still got a second topic to go with. Should we just move on to...
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I just wanted to throw that out there because we're talking about James Bond. All right, Sean, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. And go.
Well, Bill, it's time for me to put out your flame. John Wick is going to kill Mr. Bond. Not only does John have a variety of different firearms at his disposal, but he is also an expert at disarming foes. Not to mention, a lot of the weapons you said are pistol caliber, and John Wick has a bulletproof suit which has resisted pistol caliber weapons. Not to mention that whole grenade launcher cigarette. Oh, it's cute, it can penetrate walls. John survived one that blew up his whole fucking house. And not to mention, John is very skilled with the environment. What's gonna happen when Bond's out of weapons and has to rely on fists? He's not gonna expect John Wick to kill him with a pencil, just like in the movie. It'll happen. But overall, Mr. Bond will have his insides shaken and his blood stirred.
That was a good last one.
Yeah, you still have like 10 seconds.
Let's be real here. I think we've pretty much said everything we need to say, so...
All right.
Well, can we transfer those seconds onto our next one? So can I get 67 seconds and he gets 70 seconds?
No.
Phil, we don't even know if you're gonna do the next one anyway.
I mean, that's true.
So let's talk about what we think. And honestly, I think we made some really good cases.
Yeah, so Yang, if you're watching, please don't be mean to us again.
At least appreciate the ending pun that me and Bill did.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
surprised.
glad you guys are finally doing those.
Did you guys
Hey,
even
listen,
notice
that
it?
pun I pre-wrote down.
Also, mate, sure, we've ended our ones with puns before.
Wasn't I like the first one to do it?
Yes, of course you were the
Yeah, you
first
were
one
the
to
first.
fucking do it. Who else would?
Yeah, you were the first one to do it because I went over after I said stand a chance.
But did you guys notice at the start of my one, I expected Wick to die, like one of James Bond's villains said.
And I just went with the flame pun because wick of a candle.
No, that was good. I like the many references. I even like the shake it stone deal. I was originally trying to work that into the ending. I was like, no, I can't make. I make it either sound too creepy or it just doesn't sound right. So I went with, you know what? Screw it. The Doctor No. That's the best one I could think of. But are we gonna do what your only mate does and just brags about one side and go to the other? No, I'm sticking to my guns, literally, and I'm saying not John Wick. James Bond is going to win. He has
Okay.
better training, has faced way more aggressive villains, and has had to get himself out of some ridiculous situations. And plus, his weaponry is just, yeah, sure. John Wick has guns, but it's like, okay. John Wick's arsenal is more unpredictable. And yeah, that bulletproof suit is actually going to be a bit of a problem. So James Bond is going to
his suit may be bulletproof, but his head isn't.
That is true, yeah. But and you know, if it is true that unmatched accuracy, then chances are he's going to aim for the head. He's going to realise he can't aim for the other body parts because the suit defense. I should make it clear though, this suit isn't like some indestructible material. It's just Kevlar in the form of a suit, and Kevlar can be penetrated by regular guns if fired upon too much. It happened in the movie. So James Bond is going to be.
Here's the thing. You didn't bring up any sort of bulletproof item that Bond has.
He doesn't have any. He just has his suit, but
So pretty much John can kill him in one shot before Bond could.
if he can hit him. So I like the reason I didn't go into any like speed or durability. Well, I did go into his durability fit for Daniel Craig. It's because I'm not sure if he's actually like dodged lasers or anything like that. There's probably a film out there where he's done something ridiculously stupid. Well, I know that's not saying much.
Yeah, I think at the bare minimum we can say they're both bullet timers.
Most likely. I mean, remember I mentioned his quick draw. When guys were aiming their guns at him, he managed to pull out his gun and shoot them before they could even shoot on time. So he's definitely faster than the eye can track. But yeah, I'm sticking with James Bond. Sorry, I've been constantly nearly saying John Wick. It's just really confusing as they're similar sounding names. It was the same thing with my Code Veronica discussion with Jari when I kept saying Alfred instead of Alfred. Albert. See what I mean? See what I mean? When two characters have similar sounding names, it's annoying. So yeah,
fair enough.
I'm going with James Bond, you know. The Brit has to associate with the British. Also, Sean, I never brought this up. Every time you said Bond, you went into a posh British accent. Did you notice?
I have to.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, that was deliberate. I thought that was unintentional.
I did my best with that.
You know what?
It makes a posh and Connery.
Yeah, you'll do good sneaking into Parliament with an accent like that.
God.
So, who are you going for, Sean? Are you committed? Are you sticking with the Wicks?
Here's the thing. I do think that some of the laser gadgets are definitely going to be a problem. And yeah, the blade and the knife thing, I didn't bring that up because, like, that is definitely something unexpected that Wick is not going to see coming. I think the real question is, do I want to stick with Wick since I know I can afford a loss? Among our ranking?
Oh god, I completely
Same reason I went with Raiden.
I completely forgot about our rankings.
Yeah, I'm
I mean,
ahead of
the
you
one that
guys.
matters is us versus Broboscast.
Apparently, Proboscis says that we aren't ahead, though. And
Yeah.
I'm like, where do we go wrong with our maths?
Yeah, he said that in the comments. So maybe at some point before the next episode, one of us should actually, go back and watch a few of their podcasts and compare our ones and see who's actually got more correct.
This is a toughie, though.
I'll double check that, but I'm specifically going with what's been said on podcasts.
All right. Anyway, do you know what? It's actually 20 minutes to 1 on my end. So, Sean, do you want to quickly pick, and then we'll discuss the next times?
Okay, so this is definitely very hard. I think this is a lot closer than a lot of people were giving this one credit for. Again, especially with everything we've gone over. And there's obviously stuff we've missed. But fuck it! I'm gonna stick with Wick.
Are you sure?
So I am the tiebreaker.
I think.
Which of you were able to convince me?
Yeah, that's the real question. I mean, I'm not gonna deny Bond has a lot of stuff. But for me, it's like it's a matter of time before he runs out. And once he does run out, Wick has experience using improvised weaponry. Bond does not.
Okay. The whole improvisation thing.
Improvisation.
Yeah, I'll give that to Wick. But I think some of the wackier weapons and like gadgets that James Bond has are gonna be have him on his toes, like the cigarette launcher thing. Like,
I brought that up in my point.
that's about as weird as the knee rockets for Boba Fett or the butt guns for Astro Boy. Like, who the hell is gonna see that coming?
That's fair. I also did bring that up in my argument, though.
Now, one thing that's like definitely in James Bond's favor: experience. Like, just the fact he's been around for so long and has like so many movies, like he inherently just has the experience advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, and going up against like foes with like similar tier as him, or even similar tier as like John Wick, or even superhuman foes, I've heard.
Yeah, he has actually fought some superhumans, including the Super Squid. No, I am not kidding, people. He beat up hentai. Hey, come on. I had to always bring up a hentai joke once in these.
There's also I heard something about that goon with like metal teeth, like that guy being superhuman or whatever. I can't remember the exact context.
Come on, mate.
But
You've got a movie to go see.
Yeah, I think I am gonna go with Bond because of like the experience and more out there gadgets.
I tried, folks.
So, the Brits against the Americans. Watch, we're going to get our butts kicked just like during the Civil War.
Bro,
That's another thing. I'm rooting for Bond because he's one of the most iconic British characters like ever.
I'm only gonna say this once, and only once. If John Wick beats Bond, it's gonna be sweet revenge for Tracer versus Scout.
Could you just say that again, Sean?
Did it cut out for you, Bill?
No, I was going to try and trick you into saying it again.
Yeah, meanwhile, Tracer vs. Scout was sweet revenge for Cammy.
Yeah!
Let's be honest, Cammy's a 6 at best.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm more of a...
You've pissed off so many people.
I'm more of a Chun-Li person, really. She's cool.
Hey man,
I like
have
her.
you seen Armika?
Let's see. Who else? What other British characters have lost? Oh yeah, Harry Potter.
He lost against a British actor. Wait, actually, is Mark Hamill British?
Technically, Luke is not American,
Yeah, he's... Actually, what is...
as Bill can attest to.
yeah, actually... I've never actually thought. I wonder what nationality the Skywalkers would account to. Anyway,
Yeah, but like it's a film that's made like in the States.
Anyway, so
Or Australia.
we should probably move on because you know you guys got a film to go to. Well, mate's got a film, Sean's got work, I've got to pick up prescription.
I got work in 9 hours.
Okay, well maybe we're not in a rush for Sean, but mate, we are.
So,
Right then.
now we talk about the 3.
Ah, yes.